Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Think Nursing channel, where we discuss everything related to nursing, travel and lifestyle. You know, when I started this channel, I started with the fact that we never really had much of a nursing YouTuber or a content creator who is a nurse from Jamaica, you know, highlighting this different aspect of working in Jamaica or overseas, now that I've gotten the opportunity. And so I wanted to share my story to let persons know that, you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I wanted to show my background so persons can be aware that, you know, you don't have to use your background, your environment don't have to determine the kind of person that you become in life. And so that was just something that I was working with, or I have been working with, in terms of, you know, what this platform is about. And so as I go along, you know, working and sharing my stories, I have been working as a nurse practitioner, and I've also worked as a nurse in Jamaica, and in the emergency room we come across a lot of things. I have worked here and it's the same thing, and there are things that are similar, and I wanted to just, you know, put that in my content for my Jamaican, you know, nurses who are working, who are looking to migrate for better opportunity, because, you know, sometimes the system is just not right for you. And I just wanted to give them an insight into what my experience is like here working in the US, as well as, you know, highlight certain things that we do in Jamaica as well as in the US here, that probably persons will see and think that, you know, the system is just poor only in Jamaica. But I wanted to just highlight on a broader aspect, you know, things that we're exposed to on a daily basis working here in the US. You know, because sometimes we move from our country and we think that, you know, because we live in a board house, or we live with, you know, without electricity, water, we live in a really hard life. But I've come to realize that working as a nurse practitioner here, it has opened up my eye a lot to poverty. Me didn't think me the poor when me did younger, and now that I've been in the situation, I've realized that you have persons out there that are living in America who are in a worse off situation than I did back then, or you are, you know, currently in. And so I don't want persons to feel as though, you know, America is all that. There is opportunity here, and if you take the opportunity and you make the best of it, then yes, it will work out for you. You can make the opportunity anywhere you are. You know, for the most part, it is just like every other place. Poverty still exists. Poverty exists everywhere you can think of. And one person commented and said, if you were educated, quote unquote, you wouldn't have think that, you know, you have to get on a plane or something like that to realize that poverty exists. All I'm saying is that me living in Jamaica, or a lot of Jamaicans living in a situation, we live downtown, we live in a country, and we're doing certain things, and we think that our lifestyle or our upbringing is not of standard, and so consider ourselves poor, not having a good living condition. And so we find ourselves doing things, but we don't really understand that we have luxury living in our country, luxury living certain lifestyle that we do despite, you know, the current situation. There are persons here that I've been working with on a daily basis, monthly basis, going to their homes, and I'm so sad about the life that they're living. Yes, it saddens me. I've seen persons who have migrated from other places coming here to live a certain lifestyle, driving a certain kind of car, you know, living in certain houses. When I tell you, when I go in those houses, I am disappointed because of what they portray to the public. You understand? And so I just want persons to know that poverty is not only in Jamaica, it's not only in Africa, it's not only in India, it's all over, including the US. You understand? And so my channel is not necessarily highlighting poverty, but I'm just trying to bring across a different perspective from my eye to your eye, that this is the reality of nurses, this is the reality of what patients are going through, this is the reality of living in a first world country where poverty still do exist. And so you know, I was just so happy this morning when I saw all these subscribers, and I've seen persons talking about, you know, different things that they've been exposed to. Because look at me, a lot of people never know some me use outside toilet, pit latrine. You understand? It's not something that you talk about or people talk about in Jamaica. So when I was in college, persons used to look at me and say that, oh, you have money, but not because you try to be as humble as you can. You live a certain way, you live within your means. It doesn't mean that, you know, you are rich. Because I was looking a certain way, I had sisters who were going to college with me, and because I had you know, I never look rugged or anything like that, they were of the mindset that probably may have money. I never have no money. And I'm gonna tell you my experience with poverty, or my experience growing up, because I'm not going to even use the word poverty. I'm going to say my experience growing up in country, because me using the word poverty right now is just kind of putting a distaste to, you know, the reality of other persons out there. Because my situation is me never think so me poor. When we come up here now, me never feel like me poor. Honestly, me never feel like me poor. So I'm not going to use the word poverty in my situation back then when I was in Jamaica, because even though I was living in a home that had a toilet that me have to run down the hill to go and use, it was a pit latrine, was covered, and even though I had, you know, a zinc bathroom, even though I had a house that we have to cook outside, we have to use wood fire sometime, you know, my mom had gotten a stove later on and we use that. And there's a lot of things, if you understand country life, there's a lot of things that I experienced, you know, going outside and getting water from a tank that have, like, you know, the little mosquito them in there. Nowadays you look outside and you see mosquito in a tank, you say, oh, what I want to drink that. You understand? So that was my reality growing up back then. And so I'm just using my story to kind of just encourage other persons out there. I'm not telling them if you go drink no water, no with no mosquito in there, you know, no baby mosquito. No, but the point is, that was just my situation when I was growing up, and I want persons to know that you can't move out of the situation. You know, you can start by moving yourself out of the situation, and as you go along, you pull your family members out of it, and you take everybody out of it, but you can't take out of it. But the process takes time. You understand? It's not something that you jump up and you reach America, and then everybody reach America with you. And that's how it go. And that's how it go. Depending on what your lifestyle was back then, you have to kind of put things in place and work towards it. You understand?